Okay, what I'd like to share with you today is a story that happened about a week ago now. Something happened on the Shanghai metro. There was a woman wearing a dress that was very revealing. In fact, you could see straight through it. Anyway, somebody who worked there took a photo of this woman, posted it onto the Chinese Twitter with a message saying, what was it? "If that's what you want to wear on a subway, then no wonder you will be sexually harassed. There are too many perverts riding the subway every day, and we can't catch them all. Girl, you've got to respect yourself." Now, if you haven't seen it, here's the dress. Now, what I don't understand about this is that it's been taken up as a feminist issue. It's been considered an outrage against women's right to wear whatever they want. Now, look at that dress. Look at it again. What feminists do you know who would dress like this? Feminists are absolutely the last people who would wear something like this, and I'm sure if you were to ask most self-proclaimed feminists, they would deplore this kind of dress just as much as anyone else. Okay, so I've been quite slow commenting on this, and I think it's because until now I haven't really known where I've stood on it. But thinking about it now, it's one of those situations where everyone is wrong, basically. You've got on the one hand those people who would sexually harass this woman or anyone like her on a train just because of how they're dressed, and it doesn't matter how you're dressed, nobody deserves to be sexually harassed. That's point number one. Secondly, you've got the person who took the photo. That was an invasion of privacy, it was unjustified, none of their business, and they don't have any right to tell anyone how they should or shouldn't dress. But then you've got the girl herself, the girl wearing the dress, and I don't think she is completely a victim in this situation. Unfortunately, in China, women don't just represent themselves, they represent all women. So she should have been aware that when she went out dressed like this, she would have been representing other people, not just herself. All it takes is for one person, one slightly warped individual, to see this girl on the train one day, and the next day to see another girl on the train, and then associate the two. Now, I'm not saying that's right, I'm not making excuses for, perverts and sex offenders, but it's the reality. So what I'm saying is I think this girl should perhaps be a little more aware of that reality. But anyway, this story got me thinking about perverts in China. Is it true? Are there a lot of perverts on Chinese trains? And one incident that immediately came to my mind was when me and Tiffany were on a train. Tiffany, by the way, is my wife, and she was at the time my girlfriend. Then, these three guys get on the train, and it was quite clear that they were deaf because they were communicating in sign language. Anyway, we caught them out the corner of our eye. It became apparent that they were talking about us, and more specifically, Tiffany. They started basically tweaking imaginary, invisible nipples on pairs of breasts, and then they started cupping them like this. And I don't know if they thought they were being sly or discreet about it. They thought maybe we wouldn't understand because they were using secret sign language. But of course this is a pretty universal gesture for nice tits. So yeah, they were pretty disgusting. Now, I've got a piece of advice for anyone who finds themselves in a situation where they are the victim of unwanted attention in China. That is, just take out your camera or your phone and take a photo of the person in question. This is something I did one time on the Beijing metro. There were these three guys stood next to me and Tiffany waiting to get on a train, and they were just staring at us. I mean, they were literally just like... it was that bad. We couldn't believe how much they were staring and how little they seemed to care that we had noticed. And when I tried this, when I got out my camera and took a photo, or actually I took a short video, just see their reaction. So they started out really confident, brash, quite intimidated with their staring, and then as soon as my camera came out, they just dissolved into the smiles and laughter that you can see there. It's the typical Chinese reaction to being embarrassed, is just to laugh it off. So even though these guys weren't perverts, I think that's a little harsh. They were just perhaps, curious, as they like to say. I think the advice still stands. So give it a go, and I hope it helps.